Okay, Saturday, February 10th. Coming back from the gym, and I did some shopping at my buddy's shop, and then I came to Metro to get some salmon fish. This is actually probably one of the best places to get salmon in all of Lviv. They always have it, Norwegian salmon. Now, I can't say all Norwegian salmon is created equal. There's a lot of the fish farm salmon now. You know, in the last 10 years, that's really proliferated. So this is probably farmed. You know, getting natural salmon is pretty hard, especially in Ukraine. In America, most of the salmon comes from Alaska, but I imagine there's a lot of fish farming up there too. So anyway, enough about fish. You need to eat a lot of fish, especially the wife if she's breastfeeding. You know, it creates a lot of good things. You know, omega-3s and all of this, and it's been shown to increase the baby's brain power. You know, so I definitely want my kid to be smart. I think you've all seen that in past videos. But mainly what I want to talk about today is my reaction to this Tucker Carlson Putin interview. You know, it's I just want to keep that short, and then maybe talk about some things about life in Ukraine, you know, that I've encountered in the past few weeks, and you know where things are going. But nothing was really revealed. You know, I don't think that interview like really blew the lid off anything and revealed anything that we didn't already know. I mean, Putin is pretty much confirmed he's a straight up sociopath and a liar. Tucker Carlson, he's not a real journalist. And I mean, to his defense a little bit, just taking the other side, I have to admit the left doesn't have real journalism either. They throw softballs to Joe Biden, you know, and but still, Joe Biden is not stealing children and you know, putting them in re-education camps and everything. But journalism on both sides, you know, that's just a separate side topic, is really lacking. Nobody is really out there throwing hard questions like Barbara Walters, you know, did. You know, back in the day, or like the reporters on 60 Minutes used to do, you know, and really used to get these guys in a box and get them to really say something revealing. We didn't get any of that from Putin. We just got confirmation. We got confirmation that Tucker Carlson is, you know, a Russian sock puppet. Putin is a psychopath. You know, you guys who are, you know, I'm not crazy about Biden either. I wish he could replace Kamala Harris. I really wish he could take executive action and fix the border. But I don't think we need to sell out our country to Russia to fix our problems. You know, like Putin was saying, we have plenty of our own problems, like a border crisis and a deficit. Okay, the border crisis is bad, right? But it's fixable. You know, it's just a matter of will. It's just a pen stroke from Joe Biden would fix that. And I saw in the media, he's actually thinking about it. He doesn't really have a choice. It's either that or Trump wins, right? So he's been put to an ultimatum, and if he fixes that, you've just taken out one of Trump's main pillars. And what else did Putin say we have to worry about? The national debt. Not really. You know, it's like doctors, right? You know, when they're in medical school, they're borrowing like hundreds of thousands of dollars because you're banking on them in the future earning like millions of dollars a year, you know, going into private practice. I have plenty of friends that went to med school and they were in debt like $500,000. But 10 years after they got out, that was paid off, and they were living in mansions. I mean, one of my best friends from high school is a guy who does angioplasties. That's where they put a balloon in the artery and open up the artery and stop the heart attack, you know, and open up the flow. It's a very delicate surgery. Maybe only a handful of people in the US are really skilled at it, and he's like the main guy in Chicago. So he's earning several millions of dollars a year now. And when I knew him, well, I mean, I still know him, but when I used to hang out with him in Chicago, 20 years ago, we used to go out and party and everything when he was in, med school and residency. He was spending like a drunk sailor, borrowing money. He had these lines of credit. He didn't care. He had like a lakefront apartment. He was, because he knew he would pay it. And that's how America is. America can go in debt as much as it wants. And we're going to pay it all back because our technology is just advancing. And we're always, they just discovered like $1 trillion worth of lithium in the middle of nowhere in Nevada. There's always new resources being discovered. And once America achieves fusion energy, I know they keep saying it's 50 years away. They said that 30 years ago, that we're 50 years from fusion, but it looks like it's getting close. That's probably in the next 2 or 3 generations. I would say 50 to 100 years. Oil is irrelevant. It's just like flint. Cavemen used to use flint rock to make tools. Then they discovered copper and iron and everything, and suddenly flint was worthless. But back in caveman times, flint was like the most expensive thing. When fusion is achieved, and they have been sustaining the reactions longer and longer, so it's like at the Wright brothers stage, right now. But when they get that going and get that commercialized, oil is completely irrelevant. So yes, the debt is not a problem in America. It really isn't. I used to think that way. I used to buy gold, silver, all this thing, thinking the whole thing was going to come down. America doesn't need a debt ceiling. I used to be one of these like red-pilled guys. If you knew me 10 years ago, I could only see like gold and silver as a viable investment because everything was going to crash. And man, I missed out. I missed out on Apple, mainly Tesla. I missed out on so many good investment opportunities. There's so many good oil companies. And in the meantime, with fracking technology, America is already producing more oil than it ever did. And there's so many resources yet to be exploited. And fracking is like, like you had internet really started out, commercially around 1993 with CompuServe. Fracking is around year 2000 for internet. It hasn't even gotten to like the social media or the mobile phone stage yet. That technology is constantly improving. Like every day there's some new innovation coming in fracking, and that'll allow America to like pump tons of oil. And so it's already going to be energy independent, and already Europe and nuclear power is coming back. So spend away, US government. You can fight all the wars you want, and we just need to get manpower. And I really see the border as an opportunity. We should like try to find a way to like legalize those aliens and Americanize them. I had proposed on LinkedIn, but it got shot down, that maybe we need those people, but we can't just reward breaking the law either. But maybe what they can do with them is they get legalized. They have to pay taxes, obviously, so we collect money off of them. But then they have to, before they can apply for US citizenship, they have to pay for their own English classes. They have to pass a B2 English test, advanced English, speaking it fluently. They have to wait 20 years, and then they have to pass a really hard citizenship test. And all those courses have to be at their own expenses. Also, the US government, to qualify for citizenship, they should have had to have paid at least $100,000 in taxes, in federal income tax. And that wouldn't include the state taxes. But they have to have been documented that they have earned and paid, they've paid, not earned 100 grand. They would have had to have earned much more than 100 grand in 20 years, to have paid $100,000 in taxes. So they have to pay 100 grand, they have to know English, they have to pass a very extensive citizenship test, and they have to do 20 years, if they came in illegally, if they didn't come through a port of entry and wait. And then after that, those guys all that are, stuck in limbo, that's what it would be for them. And then after that, we would have a more strict policy, like, either skills-based immigration, real refugees, people who are really fleeing something bad, and the US government can't fix that country immediately, so Yeah, yeah. I don't know why Republicans don't think like that. They're using like household finance mathematics for the U.S. government. You know, the U.S. government owns like tons of national parks, tons of forests. They're the biggest landowner in the country, bigger than the Catholic Church. And under those lands, there's a lot of resources. I mean, there's so many things. The U.S. government has like bailed out companies, taken ownership in companies, and gotten paid back. So the U.S. government can also, like the Norwegian government, take stake in some of the major industries. You know, the commodity industries mainly, like the ones that deal with energy, the strategic commodities. You know, the U.S. government could run nuclear energy, send us an electric bill, and you know that could, you know, like a nominal one, not a, I mean, it's our tax money, of course, but, you know, people don't appreciate things unless they pay for it, you know, and also then people won't abuse the consumption and mine Bitcoin. But then that money, you know, can be used to not only maintain the services, but make the government more efficient. You know, the Republicans haven't talked anything about using IT to streamline the government, to get rid of all the admin and bureaucracy. Like, you know, for example, like the education. You have like probably 10 people working in an office for every teacher. We could get people out of the office and in front of students using Oracle databases, AI, you know. But anyway, yeah, so, yeah, nothing really new. Tucker Carlson is, I guess they're all been exposed, but I'm not sure, you know, like most of these MAGA people, and I mean, I used to be one of them, you know, but now I've really seen for what it is. I voted for Trump twice. It's not something I'm proud of anymore, you know, but now it's really becoming quite apparent what he's really doing. He's trying to make America great by appeasing Russia, you know, by we don't have to do that. Russia's economy is like less than the size of Italy. Russia's population is 130 million people, 1/3 of the US. And 1/4 of what the European Union is. If he should be talking about how we can get rid of them, how we can make Russia into West Alaska. You know, take all of Siberia and get Siberia to be Western Alaska. That's what he should be talking about, like how to put an end to this. I mean, geez, it's been going on for hundreds of years. People are tired of this. You know, that's what he should be talking about. You know, Tucker Carlson, he could be a much more prolific, real journalist, giving a vision of the future of America as a global power. You know, we're not going to retreat and be this like isolated frontier country. Then we'll get overrun. Definitely the Mexico will overrun us. We fought pretty hard to, you know, get to the West Coast. To, you know, hey, how are you, Pedro? How are you? We fought really hard, you know, to get to the West. And now America's franchise has to keep expanding. It's just like you have the NBA in Europe, you know, type of thing. Same sort of thing. If you're not going up, you're going out, right? It's just like working at Accenture. Either you're up or out. You know, so, yeah, what else? Life here. Baby is going on 5 weeks. Well, let me tell you, it's you know, this is something you should do when you're young. But if you're like me and you're starting at 53, then you better be really fit. And I want to talk a little bit about my diet. You know, like I said, I'm mostly vegan, but when I do eat meat, this is what I want to talk about: is the meat consumption and the protein consumption. It's very high quality. You know, I'm eating only really high quality beef, no pork. You should cut pork out of your diet. There is nothing good about pork. 2 religions in the world have banned it. You talk to any fertility doctor, any doctor that has anything to do with children, they will tell you that pork is a no-no. You know, it's just so yeah, just very high quality beef, bison. I'm looking for bison meat. I want to talk to my in-laws. They have some farmland up in northern Ukraine. See if we can raise a herd of bison, because that's like the buffalo. That's like what the frontiersmen used to eat. They used to ride horses and get buffalo meat, and that's what the native Indians in America used to eat, were buffaloes. You know, so That meat, if I can find it. Salmon, fish, you know, I went and picked up salmon today. And so like 3 to 5 meals a week, you know, it's like 75-85% vegetarian. So out of 21 meals, 3 to 5 a week are some animal protein of very high quality. No hot dogs, no McDonald's, none of this stuff. No beef jerky. You got to buy this meat fresh, like beef, turkey, and salmon. Those are my big 3. And then eggs. Eggs from this neighbor here who has chickens in their front yard. You know, I can flip the camera and show you. So this neighbor, yeah, I don't know if you can see the chickens in the background. I'll see if I can put the zoom in. They have, yeah, there you can see the chickens. So, I mean, this is yeah, for all those libertarians who support Trump, you don't need to move to Russia to live in a libertarian country. Here in Ukraine, you can raise chickens in your front yard, you know? And I mean, I live just up the road here. It's all like normal apartments. There's a McDonald's over here. There's McDonald's. So, yeah, you can see it. This is a very commercial area, and yet there's a house here raising chickens in the front yard. And they sell the eggs and everything, so you get like real good, you know, chicken eggs where the chicken ate bugs and ate, you know, different variety of foods, seeds and everything, not just standard feed, you know, from the co-op. I actually raised chickens when I was young. In 5th grade, I got to take home some chickens and everything, and you know, we took it to a farmer. I mean, I was attached to them. They were like pets. But then once, you know, the farmer took them, you know, we used to go make visits, and eventually we forgot about them. But this was like some farmer that promised not to eat them, you know, so. But anyway, yeah, back to what we were talking about. So, yeah, it's, babies cry a lot. There's a reason for the crying. It's not a bad thing, but you've got to be in shape for it. So yeah, we eat mostly like rices, beans, nuts, dark chocolate. Really cut the sugar down, but black chocolate is okay, like 72% or higher. That's okay. It's, I wouldn't eat a lot of it, but it gives you a nice kick, you know. No alcohol, obviously. I think most of you know I don't drink at all. I don't drink soda pop, mostly just water and fresh juices, like where you squeeze it and it's full of pulp. But that's rare too. Mostly I just drink water. No alcohol, no soft drinks, no Coca-Colas. You save a lot of money, by the way, you know, when you eat like this and you cut out alcohol from your diet and fast food and all this garbage. You actually save a lot of money, and you feel better, look better. You have a lot more energy. So it's like a all-around win. What else? Yeah, so I think I discussed, like, yeah, taking vitamins. You know, so I take a lot of supplements because I'm lactose intolerant. You know, I take vitamin C. You know, we don't always have citrus fruit here in Ukraine. You know, supply chain is like, sometimes stores are like overloaded, and sometimes there's nothing. It's hard to get it in the middle. So yeah, what else? Yeah, the vitamins, yeah, you have to work that out yourself. But I take mainly calcium, vitamin C, vitamin K, zinc, you know, just things that I kind of run deficit on, because it is true, the foods and the soil, I should say, where the foods are grown are quite depleted. You know, they're overused, so you have to add supplements. And this is not medical advice, this is just my experience. So, but eat a lot of vegetables, spinach, broccoli. I just bought broccoli, you know. Peas are a real good one. And all this stuff tastes bad. You have to train your taste. It's really hard. It's really hard. You cut out the salt, the sugar, the white flour products. You know, I mean, I have some bread on occasion. That's like my cheat food. You know, bread and peanut butter. You know, that's like, you know, that's like probably the worst I get. But yeah, it takes some doing, but it pays you back. It pays you back, and you find pleasure in other things. You know, when you can walk everywhere and enjoy life without aches and pains, and then then eating isn't such a comfort anymore. Eating, there's other things that can comfort you. But yeah, that's all I got. Tucker Carlson is a traitor, propagandist. What else did we talk about? Talked about life in Ukraine, diet, vegan stuff, and then we talked about how America can have this unlimited credit card, because it's just going to outgrow that debt. America is like this University of Chicago med student friend of mine, can spend like a drunken sailor as much as they want, and then they're out of debt soon enough as soon as they get practicing. Anyway, take care.